This is my super cheap twin-turbocharged BMW 335i. It cost almost half what these cars usually sell for, so it could be a bargain. But it has a major problem that could cost thousands to fix.
Now this car should make over 300 horsepower, but when we drag raced it, it was embarrassingly slow. It even lost to our videographer's base model BMW 5 Series, and that's a diesel.
Today I've got £1,000 plus £400 remaining from the original £3,000 budget to buy the car. I'll need to fix and modify this twin-turbo BMW to give it the best chance on the quarter-mile strip.
Before we could diagnose and hopefully fix the 335's issues, we needed to know just how few horsepower it was making. So we brought the car down to Horsham Developments for a dyno run.
So this should be 300 horsepower. The guy I bought it off told me it should be 350, 360. I'll be honest, didn't feel good, so let's see.
It was 300 standard, and this one's modified.
Ah, that's half the horsepower.
Oh man, I'm winning the second drag race as well. You're done for.
That is impressively shit.
But it does mean I can double my horsepower if I do things right.
That's not good for me. If you double your horsepower, I'm done. They're looking for your turbos in there.
I don't think they are there.
Hold on, mate, there should be some turbos down
They
here.
sound a bit clattery. Didn't know I bought a 318D.
Could have sworn there was supposed to be more power from these.
Is it two turbos or is it none? It's none, is it? Okay, no problem. With that extremely sad but somewhat expected power figure, we got Jez from Horsham Developments to walk us through the results.
Well, the very sad graph shows that you're running at half power, basically. Yeah, this graph just shows it's just sadness. It's pointing down here to the pit of despair. And then on this one where we've got, well, what's supposed to be boost is yeah, none.
Have you ever seen so little boost from something that's turbocharged?
I haven't, no, I was going to say, yeah, normally on normally aspirated cars, it's about that, yeah. So, room for improvement.
Lots of room for improvement. Yeah. So I need to fix some stuff, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically.
Get the blowers blowing and you'll be fine, yeah.
So my first port of call for diagnosis is plugging into the OBD port and reading any error codes that the car may have. There's nothing on the dash, there's no engine lights, there's nothing saying to me that it's overheating or losing fluid. Sometimes your car keeps secrets from you, and that's what we're going to look at.
Have you got any games on that?
I've got Angry Birds.
Whoa, let's get that up there.
So there are codes. There's one here in engine system, but it says fuel low pressure sensor. That's something worth looking into, but that is not going to be what's causing no boost. So there's actually nothing I can gain from these. There are no codes. I'm going to clear these. We'll see if they come back. So the next thing after plugging it in is a visual check of your pipes. Always check your pipes, especially when it's turbocharged. If you've got a leak, that's not good. That's losing boost. That's losing power. I've lost all my boost.
And all your power.
So I'm hoping I'm going to find a massive hole somewhere because that is going to make this job much easier. Here is a good place to start. I did notice, whoever fitted these, look at that. That's just coming off.
Oh, nice. That's quick release, Will.
It's just a quick release air filter. That won't be what's causing a massive boost leak, at least not all my boost. It means someone is lazy and hasn't tightened things up properly.
Oh,
That was nice.
That's nice.
Such quality fittings. So we've got a throttle body air. Someone has actually put a hard pipe in there. That's quite nice. So you've got all of these vacuum lines, you've got all of these intake pipes, charge pipes. It's worth checking every single one of those because if you've got a slight split in them or a big hole or something's popped off, that is going to be what's losing your power. So that's exactly what I did, but I had no luck spotting the issue. Everything kind of looks fine visually. I can't see any holes, I can't feel any cracks, everything looks okay. So the next step is to start smoking.
Yeah, it's a great hobby to take up.
Now, before we go any further, this is a quick reminder that if you're buying a used car, you should always run a car vertical check. Every day, hundreds of cars get crashed, and sometimes they get put back on the road with their dodgy pasts completely erased. But with the car vertical report, you can find out that shady past. All you have to do is enter your reg number or your VIN, and Car Vertical will tell you if that car has been crashed, stolen, or clocked. So here's the report for my 335i. I have got green ticks for mileage, finance, and damage. So that is how I know I have bought a gem. Now this Range Rover hasn't been so lucky because we've got a yellow tick for damage, and if we scroll down, we've got photos of said damage. It hasn't been in a crash, but something rather worrying has happened. It has been covered in white stuff, and that is going to be bad news for this car. That means probably a full respray. Who knows what else they've vandalized? Have they cut brake lines? Have they slashed the leather? But if you see this car back up for sale, looking pristine with a car vertical report, you can find out this rather worrying past. So if you're buying a used car, van or bike, make sure you run a car vertical check to make sure that the price you pay matches its history. And as an added bonus, Car Vertical have offered you 20% off when you use code TDC. Right, back to the 335. So what this is a smoke tester, and what we can do with this is pressurize the system. It'll pump smoke in. If you have any holes or leaks or cracks, even if they're very, very small, you will see smoke coming out of them. So you have a visual way of identifying a leak. Because if it is a pinhole, you're not gonna be able to see it, you're not gonna be able to feel it. I'm praying that I plug this in, smoke billows out of somewhere, because then there's something I can fix. And if not, it's possibly my turbos have failed. And then, well, we'll get to that. It's painful. Adam told me to press one of these buttons first. I'm going to go with the red one. Ah! So there we go. Smoke is coming out. I'm not in a shisha bar. I'm smoke testing. So I'm going to whack that in here.
There we go. Right, now we stand back, let that clear. It's looking too late already.
Now, we'll give it a minute.
So we did, and then...
Hello, little smoke. Where are you coming from?
That is quite a lot of smoke, actually.
That is quite a lot of smoke.
Ooh, Will!
These BMW engine bays, especially these turbo ones, are really complicated. So you have pipes that go across the back and some that come across the front. There is a pipe down there that is well known for splitting and cracking. We could be onto something here. I think to get to that, I'm going to have to remove a lot of the front end just to get a good look at it. But that's not the end of the world. Now, I bought this for £200. This is a used part. It is an upgraded intercooler. So this should reduce my temperatures coming into the engine and hopefully mean I can make a bit more power when I make boost.
But then a discovery was made.
What have you found, Taylor?
We've established that if there's a vacuum leak after the turbo solenoids, we will have no boost whatsoever. And the vacuum line to the rear turbo is just not connected.
This is why we bring the experts in on this stuff, because we don't know what we're doing.
You're playing with Will's emotions here. You're potentially saving him days of labour.
This could be huge. So we went in search of a new vacuum line.
No, not that.
You got to have vac lines in here
Not
somewhere.
that.
Somewhere there's a vacuum line.
Not that.
Got any vac lines?
No, yeah.
No. No, actually. Tell you what, it's not being used daily
It's
anymore.
not being used.
Hello, mate. Any vac lines? Yeah, you're quite scary, actually. It might look abandoned, but we will get to this. This is why it's useful to have lots of shit cars. When your current main shit car doesn't work, you can go to your others and pick bits off them. This goes into the recirc valve. So, flutter for the Zafira, boost for the 335. Stolen vacuum lines. Not technically stolen because it's from our own car that we're going to fix. So, we need to get that on the end of that one, which means we need something very small and very thin.
It's so close. If I just had less fat hands. Who do we know that's not fat?
Chris has got tiny hands. surely.
Chris! Show me how thin your hand is.
Thin.
Right, get over here.
This is Chris. He runs the merch for us and Auto Alex. So this is not what he does, but he's going to do it now. Look at that go in there. Like that was nothing.
He just reached up inside that like he's been there before.
It was made for me.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is make it just one Chris's hand worth wide.
What you guys didn't mention is this is fairly hot still.
It is quite hot still,
This is taking ages.
kind of wishing we chose someone else now.
How you getting on, Chris?
I'm very much in pain now.
It's taken ages though. I don't know why it's taken so long.
I hope we're not paying him by the hour.
These BMWs have a reputation for being difficult to work on, and we were discovering exactly that while trying to install a simple vacuum line, but we kept at it with no luck whatsoever.
I've got it written with the end of my fingers, and I just can't. I don't have the finger strength. There is an imprint of the badge from the downpipe on my arm.
Working on like this engine, dealing with it, it's like meeting a legend.
You say MP4 and someone that's worked on it goes, oh God, never again. And you're like, maybe you're just not good at working on cars.
And then here we are, 5 people deep, 5 people hate it.
Gearbox out, subframe out, just to do a vac line.
With the massive help of Chris and Taylor, we all kept trying and trying to get the new vacuum line on.
Oh God.
Until finally...
Boys, we're on.
It's on!
How? It is connected.
If we've got boost, Taylor's getting it. I've never been so happy to hear wastegate rattle. Yeah! We are back, baby! Taylor.
Yeah?
Get those trousers off.
So you've just gained potentially 140 horsepower for free.
200 potentially.
Good job, Taylor.
Yeah. Top job. Great work. Great score.
Yeah.
Great job.
With the 335 seemingly back to full boost, I got the old intercooler out and the newer, better one in.
There we go. Easy as Z. No cutting, no anything like that, no different pipes. That is done. So with any of our shit cars, we always service them. Just do maintenance. Modify, yes, but do your maintenance. So I've drained the oil out of this, taken the oil filter out, already replaced the oil filter with a lovely blueprint one that is an OE matching part. As always, I'm gonna fill up the oil with some Febby oil.
The notoriously unreliable N54 now had a full sump of oil to burn through, so Will did some more maintenance in the form of some fresh brake discs, and when that was done, it was time for his favourite mod yet.
One of the things I needed to fix on my car were the tyres. My front tyres were completely shot. I sent a message to Tyre Streets and they sent me some Accelera 651s and they're now road legal, which is good. There's a problem. I really wanted some proper drag slicks. When you see drag cars, they got slicks. Not road legal, but very sticky. So I had a thought. Race teams get rid of old slicks all the time. I bought the wheels from Taylor for £50 and a pair of these used race slicks were £110.
So it's a good chunk of your budget, but also tyres are one of the biggest things with drag racing times to lower them.
How cool is that? That's my favourite mod so far.
You've got racing tyres on your car.
However, actually, I will point one thing out. There is a problem with this. When you don't slip with your tyres, so when you're not wheel spinning, you transfer all of that load through everything else. So I'm about to put my drive shafts, my diff, the prop shaft, all of that is about to get a hell of a test if I can get some heat in those. Also means I need to do a catastrophic burnout.
Oh no! Oh, damn it!
Oh.
We suddenly noticed a very big issue underneath the car.
That's a mystery leak. We can start it and then see if it carries on leaking, because if there is an active leak, that's quite a lot of oil.
The leak appeared to be coming from the oil filter, so we ran another test.
Yeah. Off.
Don't be a fool like me. So what I did is I took this off and I just took the gasket off without thinking about where to actually put it. Now it should be quite obvious, but you can put it anywhere on there if you're an idiot. I did have a big panic there.
No blown engine. That was looking like end of video.
I was on tears there.
Oil filter removed and refitted with the gasket properly installed this time, we got the 335 on the road to see if our fixes were finally allowing it to run at its proper power figure.
Oh, this is quite quick, isn't it?
That's quite full. And the best thing is,
Oh, I know what you're gonna
bad
say.
for you, but when we go to the dyno in a bit and get this remapped with my new mods and my new fixes, I could gain another 50 or 60 horsepower.
It's going to be even quicker.
I think, and this is my target for this will be sub £4,000, 400 horsepower. Now, you find me something that's as good as that. People are going to put stuff in the comments, but you're not finding something as good as that. She's rapidly. Oh, well, I'm pleased with that. I think time to get this thing to TRS, get it remapped. We are here now at TRS Performance. We're going to stick it on the dyno, see what power it's running now that it has boost back, and then start fiddling with it and give it some more boost and some more power. Hopefully, improvement on that. I could have used that. Please make more power. It feels like it has boost, but does it have boost? Very nice. There's no way that was 160 horsepower.
And thankfully, I was right, so Ned from TRS walked me through the results.
Right, so that's first run's done on the sort of map it has now.
Yep.
And I have boost back?
You do have boost.
I have boost back, finally.
It's not bad, 342.
342, I'll take that. So more than stock.
And you've got a good amount of torque as well, 547 newton meters as well.
From that piece of good news came some predictably bad news from my old 3 Series.
This is the raw data that we're looking at that we've read out the ECU while the car's doing the run. Intake air temperature sensor is kind of where we're worried. The room temperature is, as it should be, ambient. The intake temps when we start the run are at 44 degrees. As we progress, they're getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and they're at 70. That might just be the limit of the sensor. So there might be a little bit more than that.
So it was looking like my shiny new intercooler had actually done me more harm than good, and the news kept getting worse.
On a good car with a good cooler, we'd expect like 9-10 degrees of ignition. We're only seeing 3.5 as it is currently.
So my intercooler that I bought is not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Unfortunately not.
That's annoying. A better one I don't think would have cost me much more than what I paid for that one.
Ned then realised that there was another mod that was likely not helping my intake temperature issue.
So I've also just been told that my intake system is also probably not ideal.
As you can kind of tell that I can't really touch anything around here, they are very much hot air intakes. Probably part of the reason why the temperatures are so high.
A standard airbox would have been way better than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they run on a 1M. We've had great figures out of 1Ms on stock airboxes, so there's no reason to do this.
Come on. That sounds like more. What is my final number?
So final figure today is 396.9.
That's 400. If you're with your mates, you're telling them 400.
And torque is up as well at 633 newton meters. It's going to feel massively, massively faster.
I've gained 50 odd horsepower today and well over 300 horsepower overall since I bought it.
That's good going. That's not bad. Obviously, as arrived is this lower line. Now, people are going to look at this and go, oh, it's laggy, oh, it comes on later. Having this much torque at 2000 RPM isn't ideal. That's rod bending territory, that's fuel cavitation potential issues. By tapering it in, we know the engine's healthier and safer like that. We could make all this torque here, but it's just not worth the risk.
That's a really good number. A massive thank you to the guys at TRS for sorting this out. It's not quite your bag, but it's more your bag,
yeah,
right?
it's a lot closer. It's a BMW, it's turbocharged, so we're
so
almost
is that
there.
normally the sort of stuff you do here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This is a little bit on the older side, but we have done them before and we can do them again.
Bring better ones here.
Yeah.
So please give them a follow. We'll put it on the screen here, and also we'll put a link to their website in the description below. I'm well pleased with that. I'm over the moon.
I was so happy that despite my car's issues, the TRS map was now allowing this 335 to run at almost 400 horsepower, so there was only one thing left to do.
So the reason Edwin isn't here today is because he's still working on his S3. He was meant to be having his car mapped right now, but as you will notice, I'm on my own. And that is because he's still at the unit with his car in pieces. So I think a little phone call. Hello. Hello. It made 400. So if you've enjoyed this video, please go and watch where we bought them, and please stay tuned for next week when the S3 gets tuned, if it gets tuned. It's worth it, trust me. See you next week.